Good evening, and welcome to the Variable Y Minute with your host, the Variable Y. Sorry about last night, guys. I had to attend to a couple of things and couldn't find the time to record a show, but I'm back tonight better than ever. And I would like to get into what I think is going to be a topic that is going to touch the heartstrings of a lot of people. So let's get right into it. And let's start off by saying, I think that Lamar Jackson is playing excellent football right now. A lot of people are calling Lamar Jackson Mike Vick 2.0. So, here in Atlanta, the subject of Michael Vick is a very, very sore topic because that was the guy who pretty much galvanized the entire city and put us on the map culturally, put us on the map pop culturally. He was on the cover of Madden. He made it cool to be a Falcons fan. He for the most part, made us all proud to be Atlanta Falcons fans for the first time ever. And this was a team that had been to a Super Bowl, actually, had been to a Super Bowl 2 years prior to him coming, I believe. So, like I said, I wanted to talk about Mike Vick, and I wanted to get this out of the way. Um, so with Lamar Jackson, with the success that he's having, we're finally seeing where a young man is having his opportunity to succeed playing the style of football that he plays. Now, normally you get a lot of guys, and yes, they are my complexion or darker, and they don't get the opportunity to play football, to play quarterback in the National Football League for many reasons. And they have all of these code words that they use for guys who look like me or who look like Lamar Jackson. It's always, oh, well, he can't read defenses. Basically, he's not smart enough. Or, oh, well, he's not really a good leader. Basically, he can't be trusted. Or, oh, I don't know if he can develop this scheme, not smart enough. Or, he's just a runner. And I don't understand why that's a bad thing. Why there's no coach who has actually said, let me take all of his skills and turn them into gold, as opposed to saying, let me throw all of those out and try and make him like the next quarterback over there. The next quarterback over there obviously is not as talented as this guy, but I'll try and turn him into that guy anyway. And it's funny how, when it's a black dude, their athleticism is a bad thing. But when it's Josh Allen, he can't throw to save his life, but he's athletic. Oh, we can do something with him. It's funny how when it's a black dude who's got all this swagger and who can talk to the media and who really doesn't give an F, then he's not a leader of men. He can't galvanize a team. But when it's Baker Mayfield, then it's all good. It's funny how you got an athletic quarterback back there who can't really throw, but he sure can win. And when it's a white dude, we want to give him every chance in the world, like Tim Tebow. But when it's a black dude like Vince Young, he gets one shot and he's out of here. So I say all of that to say this. I get that, and there are going to be a lot of people out here who probably agree with me and who probably don't. But I figured let's just bring it to the table. This is the Keep It Real show, and Lamar Jackson reminds me of Mike Vick. So it's time for us to lay all our cards on the table, people. I get it. Mike Vick got a raw deal coaching wise when he was here in Atlanta. He wasn't given the proper coaching with guys who knew how to take advantage of his skill set. And therefore, they let him get complacent and they let him be just an athlete playing quarterback. They didn't convince him to watch film. They didn't get him out there, throwing to his receivers all the time. He had a guy like Roddy White. We all thought Roddy White was a bust. As soon as Mike Vick left and Joey Harrington was the quarterback, Roddy White became a 1,000-yard receiver. So that just goes to show you that he wasn't really coached here. And then you could see when Vic got to Philly and he got some real coaching, then you saw him as a sit back in a pocket quarterback or a scrambling quarterback who can kill you with both his arm and his legs. So again, I'm going to bring up the elephant in the room for all of my Atlanta people. It's going to hurt some of y'all to hear this. A lot of us on one side of the aisle, we say, hey, Vic was here. He did his thing. We appreciate him for it, but we also see some of his deficiencies, and we see the fact that he really didn't prepare well. We see the fact that he really didn't progress any. And we see the fact that he hit a ceiling, and most of that was coaching, don't get me wrong, but we see the fact that he's hit a ceiling. Oh yeah, and then he fought some dogs and he went to Leavenworth. Like, he went to jail. So there are some of you out there who think that the Falcons did him wrong by letting him go after he went to jail. And he hamstrung the entire franchise because he's the quarterback and everything was riding on him. But I'm here to tell you, people, don't get emotional about this, okay? Don't get emotional. I need you to think. I need you to be intellectual with this. Football is a hard cap sport, period. Hard cap. So you can't go over that cap. So you can't pay one quarterback a max contract and then bring in another quarterback to play quarterback and have him here because who you drafted number 3 overall. Because here's the worst case scenario. Worst case scenario is you drafted the guy number 3 overall and he's terrible. So then the franchise is still set back some. Best case scenario is that he's good, which is what happened. And guys, get over it. Matt Ryan is a great quarterback, period. Great quarterback. He's made it to playoffs. He's won Super Bowls. When he's given time, he can make throws. He can't make all the throws, but only maybe a handful of guys can. But everybody else is still good to great. And Matt Ryan is a great quarterback. But the scenario that played out for the Falcons is that they got Matt Ryan. They won a couple of games. They won a bunch of games, made it to the playoffs the first 2 or 3 years, had 3 winning seasons. Michael Vick never did that. Don't hear you guys saying anything about that. So when Vick got out of jail, you couldn't bring him back here because Matt Ryan was already winning. And until this year, it's outside of his second year in the league, he hadn't missed a game. So you can't have Vick sitting on the bench here in Atlanta because, of course, every time something happens, people are going to cheer for Mike Vick to come in the game. And that's just too much of a circus that you want around your team. So, guys, I'm sorry. It just was never going to happen here. It just wasn't. And even after that, Mike Vick needed the coaching of a phenomenal and all-time coach in Andy Reid. If Vick would have come back here with Mike Smith, he wouldn't have been any good, guys, which goes to show you how good Matt Ryan is. So I just needed to address that with the Lamar Jackson thing and him being so hot right now, him being so good right now, and us really seeing what it's like for a team to put all of their resources into making their franchise quarterback who is an athlete, who can do otherworldly things, accentuating those positives and trying to eliminate the negatives. And it does make you say, what if the Falcons would have done that with Mike Vick? And I wish they would have too, guys, but they didn't. So what, almost 14 years after, almost 13, 14 years after, I think it's time to let it go. Let it go. It's another Love TKO. Night, guys. Thank you.